Hi, my name is Marimba Goldwatts, and I'm from San Francisco, California. I studied for 10 years at the San Francisco Ballet School, and then the week after high school graduation, I packed my bags and I moved to New York. I'm a multitasker, so I decided to simultaneously enroll on scholarship at the Ailey School and also at Barnard College to study art history. A few years later, I was writing my senior thesis when I got a call to go and replace an injured dancer in Ailey too. So I packed up my books and drove down to Virginia. That night, I was on stage trying to figure out how on earth I was going to hop up on my Revelation stool without tripping over my costume, because they hadn't had time to alter it in such a hurry. But I did it, and when I did it, it was as if I was on top of the world. So a few years later, I was on stage at the Radio City Christmas Spectacular in my third season, wearing a tutu and pointe shoes and a 16-pound bear suit. And all of a sudden, my left ankle gave out. So I'm hardcore. So I decided to hop in the ice tub and pop a lot of Advil and tape up my foot, and I kept dancing for 2 more months. One of the hardest things about getting injured as a dancer is losing your voice. When you're a dancer, all of your communication, all of your expression is tied up in movement. And when someone tells you you have to stop moving, it's like they just clapped a hand over your mouth and told you you had to shut up. So the other problem is that injury is an extremely taboo subject in the dance community. A lot of dancers don't like to talk about it because they feel like injury is contagious. And also, they think that it will remind them of how short their careers could potentially be. The Dancers Resource was founded in order to provide services and support and a community for injured dancers. I came to the Dancers Resource after a misdiagnosis had derailed my recovery process, and I'd had the first of 2 surgeries. They've been able to help me tremendously. When workman's comp wouldn't pay my checks, they've been able to help pay for groceries. They've hooked me up to a fantastic therapist, and most importantly, they provided a weekly support group where us dancers can meet and talk about our recovery process. I'd like to thank Bebe tremendously for founding the Dancers Resource and for recognizing how important it is to have such a fantastic resource in the dance community. It's really given us back our voices and helped us walk along the road to recovery. So thank you.
Before we came on stage, Marimba and I were just talking about walking the road to recovery, and we realized that this was the first time we'd walked on stage since our injuries. So it's kind of an exciting triumph for us just to walk here and be here tonight. My name is Jesse Factor, and the Dancers Resource has been a huge part of my life for the past 6 months. I remember when I was a student at the Martha Graham School, one of the first pieces I ever learned was called Acts of Light, and I was simply enchanted by the poetry of the title, but also the poetry of the movement. It inspired me to enroll full-time at the Martha Graham School on scholarship, where I was invited to join Graham II, and where I eventually made my debut with the Martha Graham Dance Company. But my journey was cut short when I was injured on stage, opening night, in the first city, on my first European tour with the company in October. And I'll never forget the sound of hearing my tendon popping off my pelvis. It was horrible, and I wasn't prepared for what came after. It was like someone took my life and threw it into a tidal pool where shame, embarrassment, fear, anger, and loneliness often surfaced. So I came to the Dancers Resource because I felt completely lost and alone in a way I had never experienced in my life before. And what the Dancers Resource did was provide me with the tools to regain a literal and figurative sense of balance in my life. One-on-one counseling helps me gain perspective on my situation and my emotions, and a weekly support group provides a vital sense of community and serves as an important source of information for us. So I thank you, Bebe, and the Actors Fund for the creation of the Dancers Resource, which has truly been an act of light in my life. The past 6 months have been very trying, but I feel very blessed to have been given the resources and the support to realize my own fortitude. It reminds me of a beautiful quote by Albert Camus. In the depths of winter, I realized that there was in me an invincible summer. Thank you.
Thank you.